Welcome back, everyone, to round 2, part 2, whatever you want to call it, in the track guide series here from myself at Simsational TV. I'm Zach O'Reilly, and taking you through a track guide and then a hot lap, basically, of Nurburgring here for our round 5 of the Wednesday Cup track coming up your way this week on Wednesday, which will be very, very fun. Now, this is not my best hot lap by any stretch of the imagination, but for goodness sake, it's still pretty quick. So I'm excited to take you through it, and I think it's holding up on the server at the moment still. We'll see where it sits in the grand scheme of things. But this is for everyone who is still struggling a bit to find their way around Nurburgring, but also about the car handling. So we'll get straight into it now and fire away. We'll go through the same thing, slow motion sections for the first part, and then a quick commentary and a little bit of feedback on the last bit for a hot lap that we do. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Down the front straight away we go. This is awesome. Heading down into the sunset here at Nurburgring. We're going to find ourselves heavy braking into second gear as we come into turn 1. And you can see right there, just before the 100-metre board, I'm heavily on the anchors already. Full tilt coming into this corner. This is a very important corner to get right as well. As you will see here, it looks like we're getting into second and pointing the car in and getting as close to that inside bollard as we possibly can. Back on the power as soon as we ride over that little bump in the circuit as well, using all the exit here. Now this is going to be exciting because this section is very important. It's great for attack, and it's also great for defense in a race as well. So if you can get this section right, you're going to be up for passing opportunities or even defending a pass behind you with the pace difference you'll get. So we've come in a very technical bit. It's sort of like nearly a double apex if you like, but you can choose 3 different apexes depending on where your line is. But for this one, you can see I'm hanging myself all the way on the right-hand side of the circuit, right on the point of knot there onto the grass, and I'm flicking it in already. So I've basically got, I would say, probably 130 metres before I can see the cone up in front of me, and we're starting to turn in. On the brakes, flicking down a gear in slow motion. You can see here what's happened is I've over-rotated the car. But it still has pointed me in. So it's okay. Everything's all right. It still pointed me in, and I've made the apex there on the corner. But now I'm on the ripple strip on the inside, and we'll see what that does. A little correction there, and powering out, I'm still correcting the slide that I got from that ripple strip. But don't worry, it's nothing to worry about. Heavy braking here coming down the hill. If you got that section right and you've got the pace, you will be on for a winner there in the overtaking and defending department. You can see that I didn't use the AstroTurf there on the right-hand side as well. So if you do that, it will slow you down a little bit. It's one of those things where you look at it and you go, I could use all that bit, but you will be halting momentum on that AstroTurf on the outside. And then it leaves your door wide open to passing or anything from behind you when you come into this next left-hander, because it's very important to get it right and get it done well. I don't do it very well, but somehow I get it pointed in here. We'll see as we turn in the car. On the brakes into second, heavy on the anchors, but then sort of riding the brake just to get the car to settle, and then powering out to catch the slide. And you can see it just gripped up. So that was really good. Wide entry into here, but then a shallow over the AstroTurf, whatever you want to call it, on the exit as well. Get the car pointed in the right direction for the exit coming up here into the next right-hander is basically what it is. And it is important because here, if you take the inside line and try to hug it right around the inside of the corner, right at that white line, you can just see there in front of you, there is a bump in the track surface and it dips. And if you go on the inside too much, you're going to have all 4 wheels going over that bump, which is not what you want. You basically want to have at least 2 wheels just over it, because if you go any wider, you're going to run out into the marbles around here, and it's going to hamper you around this corner. You can gain at least 2 or 3 tenths around this corner, mind you, so keep that in mind, and you'll see what I do here in slow motion. So I've just run over that inside curb. It's bumped me in, but I've managed to get on the power and just get the car pointed in. A little bit of a steering correction on exit here, but that's fine. It's still on the power very early. I was halfway around the corner and on the power early. This section here, I use the AstroTurf. So if you use the AstroTurf here, you can get the car to be braked and sliding. By the time you get the car pointed and turned where you want to be, it's already turning towards the exit of the corner. Now, it's great to do that if you can gather it up. And that's what the pendulum effect of a Porsche is like, with the rear end being a lot heavier than the front, it has a tendency to step out once you get off the throttle because all the weight is trying to push its way forward and overpower the front of the car. So you'll see here, once I get turned in, you'll see that right there, I'm already pointing in, and now I'm turning on the exit, and I've got the car where I want it to be, riding all that curb but not getting all four wheels up. Now here is a very, very, very tricky part to get right, and it hampers your momentum if you get it wrong, and it accelerates your momentum because this whole back straight section is very quick. We don't have the chicane version of the GT circuit. It's the sort of a sweeping left to right, if you will. And if you don't get a run onto this straight here, you're going to get absolutely mauled down the back straightaway, which you don't want to happen at any stage. And if you get it right, you'll be able to gain an advantage on the cars in front of you. So in slow motion here, I'm in third. I'm pointed wide at this point in time, which is sort of just past that little right orange barrier on the outside there. And then we'll see here, I start to brake and get the car pointed in. Now, I'm fully sideways here, but I'm powering out of the corner already. I've caught that slide, English please, and you can see there that it did not hold momentum at all. I actually did not lose any speed through the mid-corner because I was brave enough to know that it's coming out on me, but I'm going to actually accelerate through the corner and hold that slide. The back straightaway here is just pretty simple around that left-hander, but this next heavy braking section coming up is vital. From 5th down to 4th into 3rd, and by this time here, you can see already right there, I'm now pointed towards basically the exit of the right-hander already. The car is about to swing itself in and turn itself, so I don't even have to worry about where the car's going to be because I know right now I'm nearly at the straight line exit that I need to be trajectory-wise for the right-hander coming up. So in slow motion, I've just nicked that inside barrier, flicked the car into the right-hander here, and I'm already powering out. I have not been off the throttle or braking mid-corner or anything. And then into this next section, which is the final corner of the track, you can see that I'm already heavy on the brakes and I've just gone past the pit entrance. So with the correction on this corner, you can either let it run wide and then point it in early, or you can do what I did here and use the brake and the throttle together to correct the car and get the balance back where it needs to be. And I'll show you exactly where this happens. So you can see I'm in second now, but I'm already on the power and I'm still on the brake. But I've just caught it there and a little bit of a dab to get the car on the inside of the corner. But that's allowed me to accelerate early and gain momentum as we come onto the final straightaway and crossing the line here very, very shortly. Very vital that you can get that corner right because there's another 2/10 there, or 3 if you really want to get it right. But that is a vital part of the track to also get right because there is a long straightaway coming your way finally. So let's go and do a full speed onboard hot lap here of the Nurburgring. So let's have a crack here. So we're starting again in 3rd gear on the exit, shifting into 4th at about 8,985 million RPMs in this Porsche Carrera Cup. Heavy braking zone coming up. Come down, slam the brakes on just before the 100 board. Get it into 2nd gear. Get the car pointed in early, beautifully turned in. Let the car balance and settle before on the power. Use all the circuit on the right-hand side. Get it pointed in. Flick the car in 2nd gear if you can. Use the momentum on the exit to run wide, but not onto the AstroTurf into 3rd. Heavy braking zone. Again, car sliding, but catching it as we come into the next right-hander over the inside ripple strip. Wide on the exit into 3rd gear. Slap it into 4th briefly. If you get the run, you can do so. And then entry is wide through here. Not all 4 over that little line there. Get it turned in. Get the car balanced and settled again. Exit on the onto this AstroTurf for the left-hander. Flick the car into the left. Use that inside ripple strip if you can, and the outside one, but not all 4 tyres. Get the car brake pointed and turn for the exit. Not exactly like that, but it still was okay for that part of the circuit, and that didn't help any momentum loss at all. There was nothing to lose there on that straightaway, so I was still pretty quick here in the last sector, even though I was a bit sideways there. Heavy braking down into 3rd gear. Flick the car into the left, accelerate straight away onto the power, use it all the way out. Get the inside car of the car pointed in, turned in here early. Ride the brake if you can. Get the car pointed beautifully on exit there. Hug the inside line, and that is a nice and steady and stable exit onto the back straightaway or front straightaway here at Nurburgring. So that's a track guide around here, but I just want to point out something really quickly to you if I possibly can. This corner here that I was hampering as the worst one, let's let me go and tell you what I was talking about, just very briefly. We come into this corner, and a lot of people try to hug the inside. A lot of people try to stay wide and then get on the power, but they're already too wide because the car naturally understeers wide. So with all of this, what I would say to you is the slow in, fast out method works, and it worked with this as well. Be brave on the throttle. So you'll see, just watch the speedometer there in third gear. I'll go to slow gear. Now I'm at 131. I'll decrease my speed here. So it's about a 133 on entry to the corner. Now I'm already sideways here, but see how I don't go below 116k an hour because I'm powering out. The exit trajectory here is still going to get me above 133k's by the time I've got the car settled and pointed. So you can see there, I'm still turning to get the car in, but my exit is 144, 145k an hour already. So in the grand scheme of things, that's exactly what you want. The same thing happened, I'm pretty sure, at the corner beforehand, where I was 143 in, 140, 150 even, 150 in before I brake. Now, you can see I'm on the brake, just touching it, just to get the car halted and pointed in. But by the time I come out on the other side, the slowest speed in that corner is no slower than 115k an hour. And I'm already accelerating out. And it's very important to see that if there was no braking needed at this next corner, by the time I had to get the car settled again, I'm basically at 150 again, or 143 or 144. So there is a way to do it, gents and ladies, and everyone out there, to use all the track, but effectively, even though the car might feel like it's a bit on the edge and on the rails, but you can still do it. But the slow in, fast out is the best way to do things. I got taught in go-karting that if you hear your engine revs by the time you brake, and they get lower when you're going through the middle of the corner, you have overcooked the entry. So I always got taught to have a lower entry revs and gradually increase it as I exit the corner for maximum momentum. And I think that will definitely help you generally in sim racing anyway. So hopefully that helps. That is a track guide around Nurburgring and a couple of tips there. See if that works for you. And that is the end for part 2 of the track guide series here at AK Racing and for Simsational TV. I've been Zach O'Reilly. Thank you very much for listening in. And I look forward to doing the next one at the next round coming up shortly. Ciao for now.